Service. What is up, listeners? Welcome back to another episode of the Full Service Podcast. I'm Tank Smith, your host. Today is episode 56. Thanks for being here. Shout out to my guest from last week, London Moore. London, I appreciate you coming to the podcast. That was a good time. If you've not yet, make sure you check out last week's episode and give London a follow. She is on Instagram at 6HannahM6. I have a link to her Instagram, her OnlyFans, in the Libsyn page from last week, so make sure you hit that Libsyn page, give her a follow. If you're on the old social media, we are as well. We are at Full Service Pod on Instagram and Twitter. I am at Tank Funkadelic on Instagram and Twitter. Give everybody a follow. If you enjoy the podcast, if you like what we're doing here week after week, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button. You will be alerted as soon as a new episode drops. Ratings and reviews really do help for the podcast, so if you could, give us a 5-star rating, write a review. I will read it on air. It could be bad, but I will read it. So if you could do that, that'd be awesome. Today, episode 56, I'm excited. Taking a trip back down to Australia, baby. My guest is the Aussie girl next door, Cherry Dana. She has one of the most popular OnlyFans in Australia and the world. It's incredible. She's a social media influencer. She's a content creator. We discuss her career as a dancer, moving to Mexico, growing her brand through Snapchat, dating, OnlyFans, mental health. We talk about it all. I'm so excited for this interview. You can find Cherry on Twitter, on Instagram, at CherryDana27, OnlyFans.com/CherryDana27. Give her a follow on everything. I'll have a link in the Libsyn page from this week, so make sure you check it out. Show her some love. I'm going to stop talking. I'm excited for this interview. I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you on the other side. Thanks. Welcome back, listeners. It's Tank Smith. I'm excited for today's episode. My guest is an Australian-based cam star, social media influencer, content creator. She is the Aussie girl next door, Cherry Dana. Cherry, thanks for being on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Heck yeah, I'm excited we could do this. This is great. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's good. I like the way that you say Aussie. You say Americans call it Aussie.
So I said it right this time.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Where are you joining us from?
From Sydney, Australia.
Oh boy. I feel like every time I hear Sydney, all I think about is Finding Nemo, right?
Well, I mean, it's like, what was there, 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney? Is that
Yeah. P. Sherman, 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney. That's what I think every single time.
that story?
How big was Finding Nemo big over there? I've never talked to an Australian about Finding Nemo. Was it huge over there?
Yeah, it was pretty big. I actually watched Finding Dory the other week.
I actually never saw it.
Yeah, it's actually not that bad. I was watching Disney Plus because I got it to watch the new Mulan movie, which is amazing.
It's good.
Yeah, and now I'm addicted to Disney.
Fuck it. My parents just gave me their login like last week, and I haven't watched anything yet. But I've been curious about Mulan because I love the first one. You know, Christina Aguilera really spoke to me.
Yeah, she speaks to everyone. She's amazing.
You can be whoever you want to be. That's Where are you from originally?
From Newcastle. So still in Australia, but it's about 2 hours north of Sydney. It's kind of like a beachy, small to like large size city.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty casual, laid back.
Nice. How long have you been in Sydney?
So I moved back to Sydney 3.5 months ago. I was in Newcastle for 3.5 years before that.
Okay.
So I've lived in Sydney before for like 9 years. And
okay.
Yeah, so I prefer Sydney out of the two.
What's something, like, if you were to have a recommendation for somebody to do, like, that's coming to Sydney for the first time, what do you recommend? You got any recommendations?
Ooh. Well, I guess you've just got to go across the Sydney Harbour Bridge because it's just, I don't know. I live not in the city here, so I get to drive across the Anzac Bridge, but driving into the city is one of my favorite things to do because it's like you get kind of like in the mood and you're all hyped up. You're like, yeah, I'm going to the city. And you're like, it's like a rush of energy almost.
That's dope. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, the Bridge Opera House, I say most people go and look at first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you been to the U.S.?
Yeah, 4 times.
Ooh, nice. What you got a favorite spot in the U.S. to travel to?
I love New York.
New York's great.
Yeah, if I had to move to the States, I would love to be in New York, but I think it'd be more beneficial if I was in LA.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. LA's a great spot. I feel like New York's more like comedy, but LA's more like acting.
Yeah. Well, I'm not much of an actor, to be honest. I'm I'm just good at talking a lot of shit. So yeah.
That would be very handy in Los Angeles.
No, not that kind of shit. Just like talking like nonsense online. Yeah.
What do you like to do? What's something you're passionate about?
Like in hobbies.
Yeah, yeah.
So I enjoy dancing. So I used to dance professionally when I was younger. So I enjoy salsa dancing and well, mainly salsa dancing, but like jazz, hip hop. Find they're really big stress relievers for me.
Hell yeah. I feel like dancing really does. Like I'll dance alone in my house when my roommate's gone, and
Yeah,
it feels really good.
that's what I do. I dance with my dog. We've got the whole like spin around and he jumps up and I catch his hands and then we can dance together. We've got that down pat.
That's a lot of fun. My roommate's dog, he kind of like he hangs out with me a lot, and he like we do dancing. It's yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
I know you're. What kind of dog do you have? I know your dog's like famous.
I've got a bull Arab. His name is George and he's got two different colored eyes. He's got a blue and a brown eye. And he's pretty much loved by everyone because he's just a funny dog. He's got the best cues, and it's usually video or photo bombing, especially if I'm doing like strip teases or something nude. He just likes to come sit there and look at the camera and be like, "No, this is not happening.
Stop! Pay attention to me.
Don't look at my mom." It's like,
Where I did a little research before this, and like it looks like 19 you moved to Mexico, start
yeah.
dancing. How was your experience doing that?
It was probably the best decision I ever made leaving Newcastle, where I grew up. I was very naive and small minded, and moving to Mexico really was an eye opener for me. It was fun. I wouldn't do it now, like right now.
Okay, yeah.
Teen or early 20s, I think it's like the perfect timing to do it. I definitely partied hard. I don't remember the first 3 months, to be honest. I'm definitely turned off tequila. That is certain.
No.
Yeah. But it was awesome.
How'd
Yeah.
you choose? How'd you choose Mexico? Like, how'd that happen?
So I stupidly moved to Sydney for a relationship that didn't work out, and when I moved back home, I couldn't really get a job in anything. I didn't know what I wanted to study, but I was still dancing. And I just applied with a company called Get Up and Go Global. I think they're Canadian. And I think I had 5 job offers and I selected like a dancing and entertainment job
Okay.
in Cabo San Lucas. And I went with them. They seemed to pay the best. I spoke to the staff, and you go over there and you pretty much have like a 2 week and then 3 month trial.
Okay, sweet. Did you speak Spanish at all going into this?
No, going over there, no, that's why I was so naive. I was like, how do they not speak English? And
Yeah.
yeah, and I was just that stupid little blonde girl from Newcastle that I was like, oh my God, you're in another country. You need to learn to speak Spanish. But I picked up things here and there, so I understand some things like in writing and if I hear it, but to be able to speak it now, it's been like 10 years or so. So I haven't really had anyone to practice with. So
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, how big is Mexican food in Australia? Like, had you had much Mexican food before going to Mexico?
Only the little nacho and burrito boxes you can get at like the supermarket. That was the extent that we have. Like, the hard shell ones that stand up by themselves.
Oh yeah, standard stuff, my favorite.
Yeah. Well, going to Mexico, the food is 10 times better over there than the little box nachos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love Mexican food. Absolutely love it. It's hard to find a good restaurant over here that can make food similar to in Mexico.
I feel like if you were to just start a Mexican restaurant in Sydney, that could be highly profitable.
Imagine that. I would need to find some decent workers though who can cook because I can't cook that well.
That is true. Australians cooking Mexican food. You might get called out for that, but
Yeah, I think so.
we're canceling you over your Australian Mexican restaurant.
I'd be like, sorry.
How long did you dance in Mexico?
I was there for 19 months.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Yeah, my original contract was only 8 months, but I extended and stayed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Do you feel like there was like a learning curve to like dancing at all?
Yes, so I didn't learn any Latin style dances before going there. And then when I was over there, I learned like salsa, reggaeton, samba, merengue. I learned so many different styles. We had American choreographers fly in and teach us like full shows that we had to do. So we did a mixture of rock, Latin mixes, contemporary. Like there was a whole bunch of different shows because we did 5 shows during a week, and then
Oh
we had
wow.
2 different parties. So a Mexican fiesta and a beach party as well.
Oh nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah. But it was so weird because we would work. So I used to work 12-hour days over there and only make $20 a day.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So it was like that's what I mean. I mean, I wouldn't do it now, but when you're young, it was perfect. Like if you wanted to party, you wanted to experience like new cultures, new people and like travel. But yeah, like I can't buy those experiences that I learned over there.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah.
Do you still keep in contact with any people you met in Mexico?
Yeah, for sure. I've got a few friends that I know from over there. A few of them are in the States now.
Oh,
Um,
okay, sweet.
yeah, I visited a few friends. I went back maybe 4 years ago to visit, and nothing had really changed. I was like, oh my God, it reminds me of my hometown. Maybe a few more like hotels had popped up, but that was it.
You got to keep it the same. Keep people coming back for those memories.
Yeah, that's it.
When did you like? I guess like start your like social media brand. When did that all happen? How'd that kind of take off?
So I've been on social media for about 8 years now, and I started with Instagram. My first account, of course, got deleted at 10,000. And so I was just determined. I was like, well, I'm just going to make another one. And I did. And it's been growing and growing since then. And at about 150K on Instagram, I decided to create a public Snapchat. I saw a girl called Seji Fergo. She's English. I don't know if you've heard of her. Like years ago, she was very popular. And she had about 4 million people on Snapchat. And she was doing topless and like some nudity posts. And I was like, well, if she can do it, I can do it. So then I started doing it. And my Snapchat actually went partially viral. And I got up to about 620,000 people on my Snapchat.
Wow.
Yeah, this was before Snapchat changed their policies, and I think they bought out Snap Cash in the States.
Okay.
Yeah, so they ended up removing like everybody who had large Snapchat accounts off the platform. So
Damn.
because they're bringing Snap Cash out, so people could actually like make money, which backfired. So yeah, and I've just kept growing since then.
How like important do you think Snapchat was to like building your brand today?
Snapchat back in the day, a few years ago, it has such a strong traffic push and reach, and it was such a popular platform that I think it was beneficial to be on that platform, especially if you were on Instagram, to have two two mainly used social media apps that people really enjoyed and could interact with you on. And you could
Yeah.
post, it was so easy to post just like daily content. Like, especially on Snapchat, you just snapped whatever you were doing, and people just love watching what people do throughout the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like some people are better at Snapchat than others. Like I feel like I'm okay, but then
Yeah.
I'll see some people making a video and I'm like, how do you even do that? Like that's so amazing.
Yeah. I remember when Snapchats used to be 10 seconds and you had to try to fit everything you were trying to say in 10 seconds before the Snapchat would like run out of time.
Oh
And,
shit, that's
and
wild.
now it's just like never ending. You can hold your finger down and just keep recording.
Yeah, you can make however long you want.
Yeah. Apps have come a long way.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Was there any when you started Snapchat, were you like posting like nudity at all? I know you mentioned that there was that kind of lady that you kind of looked up to. Were you like selling content on there or was it just like posting content?
No, so it was free. So
Oh, okay, cool.
yeah, it was legal. Like you could post nudity on Snapchat. This was before everybody decided to get a Snapchat account,
Yeah. That
which
makes sense.
mainly like provoked from Snap Cash.
Oh, sh
Australians follow Americans, so if Americans do something, Australians are like, we have to do it, even though they don't understand why. They just do it.
yeah. I mean, America, we're leading the charge. Okay, hey, we're number one.
Battle
Okay.
over here. We're like, okay, we'll follow the leader.
Hell yeah.
That's what it's like.
Yeah. What work goes into like building your like personal brand? Like what kind of work goes into that?
Oh my gosh, it's so time consuming. I think even just to post a photo, like people who don't work in social media, that I think it takes them about 10 or 20 minutes just to come up with a caption and
Yeah.
find like 20 hashtags that they shouldn't be using, but to use them in a caption. And when you've got like 6 Instagram accounts, like 3 Twitter accounts, you've got multiple Snapchat accounts, it's a lot of work.
That is so much work.
Yeah, it really is. Like, especially if like somebody did actually take 20 minutes to come up with a caption. God.
Yeah. How important is the caption? That's a question.
It depends on what your outcome is, what you're trying to get. If you're trying to get people to interact, to boost your engagement, if you're trying to push them through to another account, it all comes down to like what you want your viewers to do.
Okay. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah. I don't think a lot
Was
of people view it as that though.
No, for sure. Nah, not at all. It's just like, oh, hey, I'm just gonna post this picture. Who really cares? Like it or don't. I really like, hey.
I have days like that. I'm like, whatever. Like, do what you want with it.
Yeah. Why do you think people are attracted to your brand?
I know. I think a lot of Americans follow me because they like my accent, which is weird, but I'm okay with it.
We do like the accent. Americans love the Australian. I feel like we like British and Australian. We love that shit.
Yeah. But see, I think the American accent's awesome because it's different to people out here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think I also just post a lot of over the years I've tried to incorporate my family, my friends into my brand and make it as personal and give people insight into my life, which I notice multiple accounts of girls who just literally use their social media to monetize and push for like nude content. They don't really make it too personal.
Yeah.
And I think people want to see that it's not just like you're not a robot, you actually have feelings, you actually have hobbies, you're relatable. And I think that's what makes people respond more.
I think that's definitely true because I feel like I saw a video of you like playing like beer pong maybe with like your mom the other day, and I'm like, this is so much
Yeah,
fun.
she's 91. She's an absolute legend.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, no, it's like just like I've because just like seeing your brand, it just like seems like it's like you're having like pretty much fun all the time and like just like super like positive energy, and I feel like people just like respond to that.
Yeah, well, I guess people can't respond too negative if you're always positive.
Yeah,
The only thing really hate on is your look then, or the sound of your voice.
Yeah, and then like I like how I look. I like how my voice sounds. Fuck you. I don't got to deal with this.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever, jog on.
Yeah. What's it like having fans?
I don't really see them as fans. I see them as more like supporters, or some of them have followed me for 5 or 6 years and they know so much about like my family, my friends, and my life. And they remember, like, sometimes I'm like, how do they even remember that from 5 years ago? Or how
Yeah.
do they know I said that? Like, damn. I I don't know. I just chat to people normally, like even on my OnlyFans and even on my Instagram, I have DMs with people that I've never met before, and I've made friends with people all across the world and had just such interesting conversations. I just don't see them as fans. I see them as equals, and they've just supported me. Without them, I wouldn't be in the position I'm in.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Do you people ever recognize you in public? Does that ever happen? They're like, "Oh, yeah, it's Jerry."
Yeah, they do. And either they use George, my dog, as like the icebreaker and be like, I love George. I follow George. And I'm like, George is awesome. Yes. Or they just stare at me and they hold their phone up and then look at their phone and look at me and look at their phone. And I'm like, this is awkward. Do you just want to like come over and say hi maybe instead of just like looking at me and the phone? Um, but there's some people that like will ask for a photo or come over, or yeah, sometimes. It doesn't
Yeah.
happen often.
Okay. I feel like it's always like because just like kind of like meetings. Like I met like some like like I met like a famous like my like favorite rapper one time,
Yeah.
and then it was like just like I was like almost in shock. I was like, oh my, it's like you from the phone. My the music. Oh my god. And just like free. I like froze up and like got all like I don't know.
Like you turned into a fangirl, did you?
Yeah, I fangirled out hard. It was. I felt like I think I said something like super dumb too, like "Hey, keep doing what you're doing" or something. I don't know what I said, but
I
I was
feel like
like,
it
dude,
just would have been like, thank you. Like they wouldn't have read too much into it.
yeah, yeah. When you started, you said like 8 years now you've been doing social media.
Yeah.
When you started, did you see yourself becoming this big?
No, I didn't. I guess, I mean, 1 million followers was a target, and I hit 1 million followers, and now I've fallen from 1 million. But I don't actually care because I've already achieved that, and I feel like Instagram has become a space where it's like there are so many bots, fake accounts, people just being so negative and put people in like shadow bans and things like that. And now I'm just like, nah, I'm not really phased. And my focus has now moved to the future and changing direction for like the long term. So
Okay.
still be I'll still be on social media, of course, but currently with nude content and stuff that I create, I want to set up a long term job kind of social
Yeah.
space that doesn't revolve around that, but that can grow now.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I've got two websites that are being fixed and re-edited because I used to have Charity TV as my website that did really well, and I combined two different like industries, like blogging and like normal blog posts, and then I combined with like porn and subscriber content and things like that. And now I've decided to split them into two and
Oh, okay, sweet.
yeah, and focus Charity TV just around like sex, dating, confessions, taboo topics, and focus on, I guess, topics people are interested about but don't want to talk with their friends about.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, and really like I like pushing boundaries online. Yeah,
Somebody has to do it, and if
yeah.
it's you, so be it. Someone's got to do it.
If it's me, I feel like I'm used to all the roadblocks that you get along the way anyways. I'm like I've had them for 8 years. So what's another like pushing boundaries, getting more roadblocks?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get used to it.
How long have you had OnlyFans?
So I actually had OnlyFans back in like 2016 or 17, but I stopped using it and I switched to a private Snapchat. But
Okay.
I switched back maybe close to like the end of last year.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Yeah, because OnlyFans has made a few like additions to their platform which are beneficial, and the processing time for video uploads and stuff isn't as bad. So that's why I use it now.
Okay. How has your experience been with OnlyFans? How do you like it?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think they create so many different options on there that like they have like you can post daily stories, you can post on your timeline, you can send people videos and photos. Like there's a lot of options like voice recordings and things like it's pretty nifty.
Yeah. Have you looked at any other sites besides OnlyFans? I know like AVN Stars is another big one. Have you looked at any other ones to expand beyond OnlyFans, or is that kind of like I have my stuff on OnlyFans, I'm gonna stick to OnlyFans?
I actually have my second website and I want to create my own little subscriber space on my own website.
Oh, sweet. Down. Hell yeah.
So that is beyond OnlyFans. It's just the problem with being Australian is that it's not illegal over here to create content or to create porn, but the banks frown upon it. So it's harder to get access to a merchant account or a payment gateway. Out here, the bank support, so brothels, anything I guess that's like a physical service. So like you can book a stripper or an escort, and because it's a physical service, it's okay, but they don't support digital content.
What? They don't. That doesn't. What?
Yeah, that's that's what I think is super weird.
That doesn't make sense, but okay.
Yeah, so you can go and fuck someone and get paid, but I can't send someone a video and get paid.
That's incredible. You know?
Yes. So that's why a lot of like Australians are dependent upon like I guess a whole bunch of like camming sites or porn sites or OnlyFans.
Oh, okay.
And I think why OnlyFans has become so popular because it's like one of the mainstream platforms now where people can actually make money.
Yeah.
But it's not just porn on there.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so much more than porn on OnlyFans. We got lots of stuff, you know?
Yeah, there's people like doing workouts and stuff like that. I don't know if they're naked or not, but there's people doing workouts.
I feel like a
Yeah,
naked workout probably sells better than a clothed workout, though.
it does. I've done many of them.
Yeah. Was there any hesitancy at all to like start an OnlyFans?
A little bit. So I have a IT guy. He works with me every now and then, and he was like, "You should just really go back to OnlyFans." And it took me about 3 weeks, and then I caved. I was like, "Fine, we'll go back to OnlyFans." But it's just because my experience, like years ago, it was just such a slow process and server. So they've kind of come a long way and like fixed a few things in the back end, which makes it a lot easier to use their platform now.
Oh, okay. I feel like that has to
Yeah.
be a lot better for like a content creator, just having that, just I guess better bandwidth and like streamlined, I guess.
Yeah. No, they're good. And the fact that they have like analytics and you can see how much people have spent, and same if you send like lock messages, you can see everything, like how many people view it, how many people receive it. Like it's good for analytics
Oh, nice.
to understand your audience.
Have you seen your brand like change at all since I guess getting back into like kind of like nude content?
Yes, so when I brought up previously that some followers have followed me for ages, and there is a guy that keeps commenting lately on my Instagram. He's like, I remember the time you said you would never do porn. And I'm like, fuck you. Get off my Instagram. And now I look at it and I'm like, yeah, times change, environments change, social media changes. I change mentally and grow as an individual, and now my perspective has changed. Like, so I guess I didn't used to see myself doing what I do now, but now I'm like, yeah, I don't really care. My brand's just gone in a different direction.
Yeah, everybody's like constantly evolving. You can't expect somebody to stay the same.
Yeah, and I'm like, just forget I said that.
Yeah. For real. Just I never said it. Don't worry. It's on video, but don't worry about it.
It was like 4 years ago. Let it be.
Yeah. Are you concerned about like piracy at all of content like on OnlyFans?
People like redistributing my content.
Yeah, like people, yeah.
Um, like I don't really lose sleep over it. I mean,
Yeah.
there are, I guess my idea of the people that feel the need to steal people's content, and because the people that steal the content, they resell it.
Oh, okay.
It's weird. So there's guys out there taking, and they'll take like multiple girls' content and have like Discord apps or mega folders of girls, and then sell guys access to them for like $5 or $10. And I'm like, why are guys paying guys to see girls' content when they can just pay the girl?
Damn, you're right. What the
Like,
fuck?
it's weird. It's a weird headspace. Like, why are you paying a guy who steals stuff for a girl? Why don't you pay the girl and you can actually interact with her?
Yeah, and you just like it's ethical,
It's more of a personal experience.
For sure.
Yeah, because I'm all welcoming for like dick pics and like wanking videos. I actually enjoy receiving them.
Fuck yeah. Hear that, listeners?
Okay.
You gotta subscribe to the OnlyFans first, though. It's not
Yeah.
this isn't your DMs. This is through OnlyFans.
Yeah, and you can't email them to me.
Yeah, no email.
Emails. Oh my god, no.
I should never have said that, but I'm sorry if this.
Yeah, it's alright.
Has your business, have you been affected by this whole COVID thing, this pandemic that we have going on? Have you been affected by that at all?
That actually in the beginning when it came out, if anything, things got better because I think people were stuck at home and kind of bored. But everything's been pretty consistent and it's been fine.
Hell yeah. Yo, so I interviewed Jet Black. He's located in Melbourne, and he mentioned that they're like super locked down. How come Sydney is not locked down? What's up with that?
Because they had a whole bunch of cases in Melbourne. So Sydney didn't need to be on lockdown, whereas Melbourne had to. They had a whole bunch of like apartment complexes where people were just infected in this one area. And then I think they put it on lockdown after that.
Oh God. Well, that's no good.
I think they're like kind of like getting rid of some of the restrictions at the moment. And I don't know if that's look, it's on the news every day and you watch like snippets of it and you're just like, whatever, I'm not affected by it.
Yeah, I mean it all just blurs together.
Yeah, I talk to Jet like every week, so he's just been keeping busy with work, but he has been locked inside. Yeah.
Wild, wild.
Yeah.
How are you able to stay like motivated through this time? Or really at any time?
At any time, well, now because the gym is back open, that's awesome because I go to the gym in the morning. So I did find it hard to train by myself when I was at home. Like, because I work from home and I spend so much time in my house. Sometimes if I don't get an outlet, then I go a bit crazy. So I understand how people were during COVID because that's like me all the time and has been for the past few years.
Yeah.
It's just me at home with my dog every day, all day. So when they took the gyms away, I was a bit like, I need something to go do to talk to another person.
You got to have that.
Yeah, to like physically see someone, I think. It's not the same just talking to someone through a screen.
No, it's not the same at all.
Yeah. I think that was the only thing that I struggled with a little bit.
Yeah. Is it beneficial to like have somebody to talk to about work, to like have like an outlet to like vent to?
Yeah, so I have friends, but I have a therapist and I see a therapist once a week and I just talk about different stresses. It's just a non-biased opinion. She doesn't know too much about the industry, but I'm assuming in a couple of months she will.
Yeah.
She'll be able to change her field. No. No, I think it's necessary because in this industry, especially online, it's more of a mental and emotional toll it takes on your, like, it's draining. It's almost like you can sit and talk and respond to hundreds of messages, say in like 3 hours or 4 hours, and you will physically feel like you've just worked a 14-hour shift.
Oh, I bet. Like that's like just the emotional labor that has to go into that has to be like
Yeah.
incredibly tolling on you.
And it's like switching between conversations really fast as well. So you have to be able to remember who you're talking to, remember what you're talking about, and almost one person might be trying to sext you, then the next person will be asking you how your day is, and the next person's telling you about their day, about their family, another person's sending you photos of dogs, and it's like you've got to jump between all these different conversations.
And like still maintaining that same energy that you like have, you know?
Yeah, and maintain your brand at the same time as well.
Yeah. Do you feel pressure at all, like to live up to, like, I guess, anyone's other's expectations than yourself? Like, is it like I have almost 1 million followers? Is there pressure for you to like, I want to like make these people happy? I want to like live up to their expectations? How is that for you?
So I I used to think like that. Maybe about 2 years ago, I've tried to change my mentality and give myself downtime because I find social media, you're in a world that never sleeps. Like
Yeah.
my target audiences are Australia and the US, and when I'm sleeping, I can wake up to like emails and like comments and people wanting things from the States. And I'm like, I'm asleep. And then if I wake up, people be like, why didn't you do this, and this? And I'll be like, holy shit, like I was asleep. Like, give me some time.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of pressure. Like people, I think it's more so the constant need. People seem to be needy of you and for you. That can be a little bit hard at times, but I think with the whole social media things with expectations, I think the only time I feel like I'm letting people down is if I go to date someone and I feel like people who I date see my social media and expect something completely different than what they get in person.
Okay.
Yeah, and I feel like I've let a few people down, but I'm just gonna say I feel like those guys were kind of insecure at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they expected so much more, and I was like, I'm not my brand. I am still a person.
Yeah, you were separate from your like you're a regular you're a person.
Yeah, I think sometimes people can't differentiate between the two.
Yeah, I mean, especially just seeing when you're seeing like so much of someone's life through like a screen, you kind of make assumptions on what you think that person is based on what you're seeing. Although there's so much, you know, that you're not showing, that you're not, that's not public information that somebody people in your life are going to know about, but just like somebody from the outside who just has this idea of you based on what they're seeing has no really idea what you're like, you know?
Yeah, well, it's 100%. You can post like two or three videos and make someone believe whatever you want them to believe. It's quite easy to do, like with that on social media. But I guess that's like, say if I wanted to make someone believe that I drank the whole night and I had like one drink, you could do that on social media. I'm sure there's heaps of people out there that do that.
So easy. You could literally just post, you just change your city to like New York and then post some like thing that makes it look like you're in a city and you're like, yeah, I'm in New York. People are like, oh my gosh, you went to New York? And you're like, this is like, you have no fucking idea.
I swear there was a person that got caught out for that. They were like a traveling account, but they were photoshopping themselves into like different travel destinations, pretending they were there.
God. that's that's terrible.
Yeah. Weird, but yeah.
But at least they got caught for it, you know.
Yeah.
Does burnout ever happen for you?
But oh, when I get burnt out, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, there'll be times when I get so actually the past couple of months I had really low iron and I ended up getting an iron infusion, which thankfully my brain is like functioning so much better. I had the worst brain fog brain fog I, I had the worst brain fog and just I had no energy. I didn't want to eat. I'm actually like allergic to caffeine and I was relying on caffeine to like get me to do at least an hour's work a day. I couldn't get any work done. Like my iron was really bad. Um, and I guess that was really like a shitty kind of headspace, shitty body kind of space. You feel like you're like pulling your hair out because you want to do so much, but you physically just can't.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, so that was kind of my last rundown. But I get migraines kind of regularly, and I think it's from like looking at screens and blue light quite a bit, or just like stressed out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, screens, yeah, I mean, it's just like my dad, he's in front of a screen all day and yeah, just like makes his like like head hurt looking at a screen constantly.
yeah, yeah. There was like 3 days last week. I had a migraine Monday through to Wednesday, so that was a fun time.
Oh man.
But you just have to push through it. You're like, look, my eyes are still open, so I'm okay.
Yeah. As long as I got this smile on, nobody knows what's up.
Yeah, I'm like, my eyes are open. I can do a video, okay?
What do you think like the best part of the job, worst part of the job is for you?
I think the best part is being able to, I guess, make people's days. And like, I enjoy receiving messages when people are like, I was feeling shit until I opened your account, your video today, or just your laugh or your smile. It makes me smile. Like, I think that's great that you can make an impact on somebody that you haven't even met.
Fuck yeah. That has to feel good.
Yeah, it is good to know that like you can do that. Like, I wish it was like sometimes because I feel like so many people want to meet you and like they're like, oh, if I ever come here, would you like hang out with me? And I'm like I feel like I just need to hold something where I can meet a whole bunch of people in one space because that would be hectic. That'd be
Yeah.
like fun. Have like a little party. Like I'd be down for
Yeah.
that. I'm like one big party.
Do they have like adult like entertainment expos kind of in Australia?
Yeah, so they have Sexpo, and I think that goes between a couple of the states. They have a show for maybe like 3 days, I think, in each
Okay.
state. Yeah.
I wonder if you could
I,
do something like that to where you could like go there and then just meet like 1,000 people real quick. And
I yeah, I mean I guess I can.
well, not that you would want to do that.
I just no, because my brain works in a weird way. So like I would rather come up with like a different creative kind of my own kind of thing.
Yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
that. I feel like I'd have like a lot of anxiety going into that, to where like, oh, I'm about to meet 1,000 people today that fucking love me so much, and I got to put on this like like
Well, it's
not facade, but just be more than yourself.
well, working those events is super tiring and exhausting. I think you do like 9 hour days and like meeting like that many people in such a short, like, it's such a busy area and stuff like that. I just feel like if you did it for one day, it'd be sick, it'd be sweet for like 4 or 5 hours, but 9 hours, 3 days in a row.
God, you might never want to meet anyone ever again.
Yeah, I would be like, I am no longer smiling and I am not bubbly. Like, no. They'd be like, get that girl a Snickers. Do you do you have Snickers over there?
Oh yeah, fuck. That's one of my favorite candy bars. I love Snickers.
Yeah, and like the ads, how like everyone's like grumpy, and then you give them a Snickers, and then they're like happy again.
Then they snap out of it and they're like, "Oh, I'm just a regular person."
Yeah, that's it. Back to normal. Had a Snickers.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your views on men have changed at all since starting?
I'm going to say years ago, yes. And I also came from, I have a background in topless waitressing. So I used to work bachelor parties, bucks parties, things like that out here for 10 years. So I feel like working those parties and events and seeing a different side to men when they were drinking and around their friends and just, I guess, infidelities and stuff like that changed my views a little bit. But I feel like girls do it too. and not everyone's like that. So I
Yeah.
guess I like put everyone into a basket and just categorize them based on like an environment I only got to see them in. Yeah.
That makes it. Yeah, because it's like you have so many experiences with people. It's hard to like change how you view like an entire group of people based on like a few people.
Yeah. But I feel like it comes with like the more that you work on your own shit and like I guess you grow as an individual, you just become like accepting of like that someone.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your views on sex at all have changed since starting?
I mean, I like sex. I wish I had more sex. I struggle to have sex. I feel like the past 3 or 4 years, when it comes to like dating, I tend to intimidate guys. That is not me saying that I am intimidating. That's me regurgitating what people have said to me.
Yeah.
Um, and I have had issues in the bedroom where guys can't seem to like get their penis hard or not wanting to have sex. I feel like I like having sex.
Yeah.
It's just hard to find people to have sex with that is consistent, even if it's not like in a dating aspect. Like
Yeah.
because most guys they say they want to date you, but when it comes to the crunch, they don't really want to date someone in the industry because they can't handle it.
Man, that really sucks. That sucks for them.
Well, it's I would rather not date somebody like that to be honest, because it's just going to bring on a whole whirlpool of like insecurities and problems further down the track.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I feel like somebody, especially like with your brand being so big and you being such a public person, somebody has to be secure in themselves, or else they're just going to be like, oh, do I like she could choose whoever she wants? Does she really like me? Like, I feel like you got to be secure in who you are.
God, I hear that so much.
Like, she could be with anybody.
Yeah. Why me? Why are you interested in me? I'm like, because I am. I don't understand. Why is this a trick question? Do you ask this to every girl that you
Yeah.
like?
It's tough. It's tough out there.
Apparently.
What do you feel like you know about yourself now that you didn't know before you got in?
Mm. I feel like I have grown. Definitely, you know what, being on OnlyFans has grown me sexually and trying new weird things, which I'm kind of like, huh, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of digging that. Who would have thought? Um, I just feel like social media has taught me so much about other people, just behavioral patterns, understanding audiences, how to interact with people in written context instead of just communicating as if you were in like person.
Yeah.
Um, it teaches you so much. And so I never went to university. I never studied anything, but everything I've learned, I've self taught and learned through experiences and loss through business over like the past 8 years. So I guess I'm grateful for the experiences I've had in being able to learn from them and not continue to make them
Yeah. For sure.
decisions. But really, I think it comes down to like listening to your gut.
Yeah, I feel like that has to be huge for you. Or for anybody.
I think turning like although it's like nude content in like the adult industry, it's really turned me into more of a business mind.
Yeah. Cuz I mean you're like you are your own business.
Yeah.
Like you're right. You're your own brand, you're your own like corporation.
Yeah. There's a lot going on in my mind and in my business. Like there's a whole bunch of like different, I guess, directions I want to take. And it's like they're all coming at the same time right now. So it's kind of busy.
Yeah. But also I feel like that has to be exciting as well.
No, it's really good. I really think moving back to Sydney has definitely been a positive turn for me and especially business wise because I've been sitting on these ideas for about the past year and now they're coming to life and I'm a bit like I'm scared but I'm excited at the same time and I'm like holy shit just jump and if you jump I hope I fucking fly and I don't fall.
Fuck yeah.
Like, yeah.
Fuck yeah. What would you tell somebody who's like kind of wanting to start their like own personal brand? What would you tell that person?
So the personal brand, is this got to do with nudity or just in general?
Let's go Well, actually, just like in general, and then I'll ask you like maybe like a follow up, like somebody that wants to do maybe like OnlyFans or like online kind of nudity kind of stuff. How would what advice would you give for them? So I guess
Okay.
first off, like how would you what advice would you give somebody that wants to like build their own personal brand, maybe like through social media or whatever?
Okay, so I think when it comes to with a personal brand, it's all about finding the courage to just go out and do it and stop second guessing your decisions based on not people that you don't know that will see it, but people that you do know that will see it. So your friends and family, I think that's the hardest part to conquer. It's like don't limit yourself to what you think other people want to see of you or think that you should be doing. If you
Yeah.
believe you want to do something and it makes you happy, then go and do it because the only person that needs to be okay with it is you.
Fuck yeah. That's great.
Thanks.
What would you tell somebody who wants to do kind of like online, like OnlyFans kind of stuff? What would you tell that person?
So I think with the OnlyFans, you definitely need to understand that once something goes on the internet, it is out there in the world and it is hard to get down. It can be forever being reposted. If you do something now, make sure in 10 years' time, you're still going to be on the same wave page and be like, I'm okay with it. So if you go and have sex on camera now, in 10 years' time, don't be like, I shouldn't have had sex. Be solid in your decision that that's what you want to do and make sure your reasons for doing it are the right sort of reasons, not because you want to make fast cash, because in this business, it's not about fast cash. No money comes that easily. You always have to work for it.
Fuck yeah. I feel like it's just like such a yeah, it is such a long game. Like when building your own just like your own brand. I feel like you can't just it's not a quick cash in, cash out, I'm out. I feel like it'd be like a long term thing.
100%. I spent 4 years on social media before I even started making like half decent money from social media. Like I put 4 years of effort in without a return. So that was an investment I chose to make. And now it's paid off 8 years down the track.
Yeah,
So you can't just expect to start something and see a return straight away and get like let down. Like everyone starts there.
for
Yeah,
sure.
everyone starts with nothing.
Damn, yeah. That's real talk. What where do you see yourself in like 5 years?
5 years. God, I'm 33 now. So I wouldn't mind being in a relationship, I guess, by then. And possibly, I guess I do want kids.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I'm like I do, but like right now I don't. I'm like I see a kid in the street and I'm like, ugh. but,
I'm like
but like,
theoretically it would be cool, but not right now.
yeah, that's if I found the right person, 100%. But business wise, I really would love to see charity TV to be popular and trending and just have ideas and grow my internal like team that I work with and have like different ways to monetize and not having to be in front of the camera as much so more but still be able to profit from other things that are in front of the camera.
Yeah, like more like producing content rather
Yeah,
than
than it just being based around myself.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So then I can take a holiday, you know?
You gotta be able to take a holiday. You gotta be able to do that.
Yeah. When I feel like everything revolves around you, you don't get the holiday so much when like people need so much from you.
Yeah, for sure. Just like
Yeah.
taking that time for yourself, I feel like has to be important. Just when you're constantly, it's you like people are on you, I guess, or need things from you.
Yeah. It's a bit intense sometimes.
What is there a thing like if you could do anything, what would you do? Do you have that thing?
Ooh. If I could do anything. Like I actually like what I do, but um I guess it would still have to be it would probably be along the lines of producing.
Okay.
I come up with some pretty weird and wacky ideas, but my downfall is that I'm not good at putting them into like on paper.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm more of a visual and like I can. spill my ideas. I think I just need someone to like write them for me,
Fuck yeah.
if that makes sense.
No,
So,
that makes 100% sense.
but yeah.
Hell yeah! Well, I'm excited for the future to see what happens with your brand. That's dope.
Well, thank you. I'm excited too.
Hell yeah! Well, Cherry, I appreciate you coming on the podcast. This has been a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me. I've had a great time.
Hell yeah! Before we get out of here, you want to plug some social media for the people out there?
Sure do. So my Instagram is at CherryDana27. Same as my Twitter, CherryDana27. My OnlyFans, where you can find all my exclusive nude content, is also CherryDana27. And my website that will be up and running soon is CherryDTV.com.
Awesome, Cherry. I appreciate you coming on. This has been a great time.
Thank you so much.
Hell yeah. Listeners, we will be back later. That was my interview with Cherry Dana. Yo, shout out Cherry. I appreciate you coming on the podcast. That was a good time. Listeners, she just plugged it. I'll plug it again. You can find her on Instagram, on Twitter, at CherryDana27. Her OnlyFans, CherryDana27. I'll have a link to all her social media, her OnlyFans, in the Libsyn page from this week, so make sure you check out the Libsyn page. Give her a follow. While you were there, we are also on Instagram and Twitter. We are at Full Service Pod. My personal IG and Twitter at Tank Funkadelic. If you enjoy the podcast, if you like what we're doing here, make sure you hit that like button, that follow button, that subscribe button. You'll be alerted as soon as a new episode drops. I say it every week. Ratings and reviews really do help for visibility for the podcast. So if you could, leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, write us a review. I'll read it on here. And I'll love you forever. It'll be great. Episode 56, it's done. It's in the books. I appreciate you being here. I'm actually headed up to North Carolina for a couple days. I'm recording this Sunday night. I'm headed up to North Carolina like Monday. I'll be in like Greenville Tuesday and Wednesday. But I'll be in RDU, old Raleigh, Thursday, I guess, through Monday. I got a show Thursday at North Street Beer Station in Raleigh at like 8 o'clock. So, hey, stand-up comedy's happening. And, hey, if you want to be on the podcast and you're in the Raleigh area, I will come to you. So it'll be a good time. We can record. But, yeah, thanks for being here. Like I mentioned earlier, kind of like, I guess, yeah, stand-up comedy is back. I did a spot on Saturday at Ponce City Market, like outdoor amphitheater. And that was the first time I'd been up literally since March. And I got a show the 18th at a Reformation Brewery in Canton. So I'm like, let me get some sets in before this happens, because I cannot go in front of a lot of people after not doing stand-up for like 7 months and then do some time. So I'll be out there. So I'll post on Instagram, Twitter when I got dates, and I'll probably also put in the show notes. But as of right now, I'll be at North Street Beer Station Thursday at 8 in Raleigh. And then I got another show Raleigh Monday, but it's at this dude's house. I'm not really sure what's happening with that, but Facebook. I'll post a link to it. And Reformation Brewery in Canton on October 18th. But hey, thanks for being here. I'll stop talking. We will be back next Tuesday. Who's my guest? Oh boy, it's a motherfucking surprise. Could be a solo episode, who knows? But probably be an interview. But hey, if you're subscribed, you'll be alerted as soon as the episode drops. I will see you on Tuesday. I'm out. Later. Full service.